Doctor Who tag, which is basically just a bunch of questions about Doctor Who, like who's our favorite Doctor and stuff like that. So yeah.
Hello, I'm Mackenzie.
I'm Ruth.
I'm Caitlin.
And Kelsey, like, as you probably already know. So, you probably already remember Ruth too, because she's been in several of my videos. Yeah. So, let's get started. Caitlin's gonna ask the questions.
Question number 1. Who's your favorite Doctor?
10.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, I have to answer why?
Yeah.
Is because he's hot an appropriate answer?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Ruth said yes. I like the fact that he was way jovial as opposed to like 9, who was really serious. Although I guess that same reasoning could be used for 11. I just think 10 is way prettier. Sorry.
10's my favorite because he was my first Doctor, so he's kind of how I got introduced to this show. And I like the depth that Tennant plays him with, because like he's this super witty kind of fun character, but then in the more serious moments, like you could see this sadness in his eyes that seemed to as old as he was. So
Yeah.
I liked how he played it.
Who's your favorite?
Me or her?
Either?
Kanzai!
Okay. I have to say actually 11's my favorite, because I just really loved the goofball quality of him, and bow ties are cool.
I had an issue with the disappearing eyebrows, though. It's the only thing that I didn't like
I
about
can
11.
understand it, but I also enjoyed that like he played happy with such a like
Crazy hair.
contained rage at the same time, because he was like a lot darker than some of the other Doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But switched so fast. It was hard to
I
kind
did
of
switch fast.
keep
Who's your
track of
favorite?
it.
Well, since I'm the only person out of all 4 of us who has actually watched the classic series too.
I watched a bit of the classics.
I watched the
the
first
full
episode.
thing, even the reconstructed ones. Well, anyways, so I'm going to say 2. One for classic and one for New Who. For classic, it's always going to be Tom Baker, because
Well, it's Tom Baker.
it's
Tom
Tom
Baker.
Baker.
Well, yeah.
I could say
It's
that.
so, yeah, funny and and goofy and really alien.
I also just love the fact that his daughter ended up marrying 10.
Yeah.
Wasn't that 5's daughter?
Oh wait, no, yeah, that was
Yeah, it
Oh, it's 5's daughter?
Yeah, it was
Sorry,
5's
my brain-
daughter that ended
Okay.
up marrying Tennant.
Yeah, 5 was good too. But yeah, and then of course Tennant, because he was the first Doctor that I fell in love with. Because I watched some of 9, but I didn't really get into Doctor Who until 10. So
I'll agree with that. I didn't get into Doctor Who till 10 because I was looking forward to 10, and 9 was an inconvenience for me. But when I went back and watched 9, I actually way appreciated Eccleston.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I like Eccleston, but I feel like he is a lot. Like he didn't.
I feel like the
I feel
actor
as
did not.
invested into it.
I
as
don't
some
think
of
the
other
actor
actors.
knew what was
Yeah,
gonna what cult classic fans were gonna like
I think
descend upon
If
him.
he would have had more time, I think he would have been
Yeah,
a really good Doctor.
I'm sad that he only got us like 1 season. Because
I think it was more.
I think they could have done
political
more
than-
stuff.
Yeah, I
with
think it was more contracty and actor
Yeah.
negotiation stuff than it was anything else. But yeah, I got into it super late, so I didn't get into it until 11 like just started. So 11 actually was my first Doctor. But then I went straight back to 9 like once I discovered it and watched it until
Yeah.
I caught up. What's your favorite Doctor Who story or episode?
Gosh.
Anything with the Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
Of course you would pick the Weeping Angel.
And that entire like overarching pit with the silence. I like the really creepy stuff though, because like I get more invested in it.
me too.
I don't know why. But
I think if I had to pick my favorite episode or my favorite storyline. Is that just gonna happen periodically?
Yeah, seriously,
I think mine is actually the "Are You My Mummy" episode.
God.
Because I really like the whole nobody dies thing, but it didn't detract from the whole story being completely terrifying.
Right?
Like,
Mommy.
and I have something about children. Like children in horror movies,
Oh,
like
yeah,
always,
yeah.
they strike a chord with me, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite. It's one of the first things I think of whenever I think of Doctor Who.
Nice.
What are your guys's?
Well, for Classic Who, I really liked The City of Death, I think that's what it was called, was the story, because it was funny and it was Tom Baker, obviously. And then I can't pick one for New Who, so I think I'll pick like 3.
The question was one.
No, it
Whatever.
didn't specify.
Okay.
Midnight
Mm,
was really good,
so good.
and I liked the whole psychological aspect. I
Yeah,
love
that was the train one, right?
not the train one. The it was a plane or shuttle or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one that had the guy who plays Merlin in it, right?
Yes.
Oh God.
He's such a good
I love
episode.
him.
He
That
was
was a-
so creepy in that episode.
That was a great episode. And then Blink,
Obviously.
obviously. And the Are You My Mummy, those two episodes
Mm-hmm.
were really good too.
What about yours?
I think when we find out that Jack was the face of Bo,
Yes.
that was kind of
Oh,
like
honey,
a plot
and it
twist.
wasn't even a big part of the episode. It was
It was
like
the
this
last
afterthought that was
offhand,
thrown
like,
in.
oh, by the way.
And everyone
It
is
was the last
watching
30
is like,
seconds,
what
yeah.
the heck?
And it was like the last 30 seconds of the whole episode too.
Right? And then completely like everyone was like, what just happened?
I
Like
just
what?
liked the fact that in talking about it, Tennant had said that he had read it before he did.
Are you ready? Have you read it yet? Have you read it yet? Have you read
It's
it
like,
yet?
no, I haven't read it yet. And he walks over to his trailer and goes, oh my god, I read it! And then just thinking about
actor politics.
just thinking about him transforming into the face of Bo is just such
That's
a
so
weird
cool.
thought process.
Can I make an addendum on one of my favorite storylines?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Adipose episode.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking about that
want one. They're so cute. They're so cute. Fluffy.
I also just love that episode because it was Donna and the Doctor just like reconnecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their scene when they were doing
Was
the
so
the
great.
pantomiming was like
Yeah.
my favorite scene ever.
Okay.
If any, what's your least favorite story or episode?
Yes,
Um,
Caitlin.
I watched Classic Who.
Yes.
So, there's this story, which is called The Web Planet. It is so bad.
I think I've heard of that one.
The monsters, they, well actually they're not really monsters, they're just aliens. They make this really, really high-pitched, like annoying sound. It's not, it's even higher than that. It's really, really bad. And like they put like this weird thing on the camera, so the filming is like really, really blurry too. So like it's kind of gives you a headache.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fight scenes were so bad because the actors couldn't see because of their costumes.
Oh jeez.
So they were like,
That's so bad.
just like batting.
I love bad acting stories, but I hate
Oh
bad
my
acting stories.
Oh my god.
Because you
they're
know
so
those
bad.
actors would have probably done a good job if they would have been able to see.
Right?
Oh,
Or at least as good of a job as you could for that era sci-fi.
Yeah.
it was
What's
so
your
bad.
least favorite?
If you have any.
I'm sure there is one, but I can't think of it. Like, I know there are episodes that when I'm watching them, I'm like, God, can this just be over? But I don't know what they are off the top of my head.
I have one. I started watching 12 just because I wanted to see what they were going to do with it, and I haven't really watched a whole lot of it, but his Robin Hood storyline, he did an episode where they went to Robin Hood
Oh, no.
like era, and apparently it's because, I understand the reasoning for it now, because they had written it when Smith was still the Doctor, and so they didn't change it at all.
So he was a goofy
So he
little
was
child.
really weird and goofy, and it was like one of his
No.
first like 3 episodes.
That's
Oh.
wrong.
It was the last episode I watched because I couldn't do it anymore because they didn't change the Doctor at all, and he was like this older guy
God.
in like the kind of fancier suit, just acting like a complete goofball in the weirdest ways. And that actor's not that kind of character person, and so it
Smith
just
probably
turned
would have
me-
done that really well.
If Smith had done that episode, I would have loved it, especially because Robin Hood, and I love Robin Hood
Mhm.
storylines. But I couldn't. I actually stopped. It was the first time I've ever stopped an episode of Doctor Who halfway through and not watched the rest of it.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I think if I had to pick my least favorite thing, she'll yell at me. And it's not because I've seen it, it's because I just don't get it. So it's not really my least favorite, it's just something I don't understand how it comes to be, and it's the whole Clara thing.
Oh.
Like, I just
Yeah.
don't get why her character is appealing based on what I have seen, and it's not very much.
Yeah.
So it's something that I will have to
She-
watch and keep an open mind for, but I don't get the whole impossible girl thing. Like, I don't get why she's important in that regard.
Really weird when you see her out of context. When you sit down and watch the entire season,
she makes
with
so much
her,
more sense.
They
Yeah.
kind
She
of
just seems
explain
like-
it a little bit more as
she's-
they go along.
Well,
and
and her
like,
character out of context seems like the whole manic pixie dream girl trope. And I don't, she wouldn't be as popular in the Doctor Who culture, I think, if she really was like that. But I just have a hard time when women are portrayed that way.
yeah.
It does seem
So-
like that, but it's really not. And also, I think that she was put in mind with the idea of Smith leaving because she's definitely a better companion for 12. Because
Okay.
Yeah,
from what I've seen with
she's-
12 is a lot more hardened and kind of doesn't like to have to do this kind of
So
stuff.
it's what 9 wanted to be.
It's what 9 wanted to
Right.
be, so he's very hardened and why am I doing this for you? And so she's kind of his emotion.
Okay.
She's his touchstone into this is why you should care.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's a lot better of a companion for 12 than 11 because they were both kind of goofy and they were both kind of
Okay.
like she was 10 and Rose with 11.
Okay. Okay.
Like you could honestly see like shipping them together when it was really hard to ship anyone with the Doctor. Who's your favorite companion?
Rory.
I didn't think I would like Rory at first, and then he became this precious cinnamon roll.
I feel like if I were to get dragged off on an adventure, I would be Rory. I'd be the
What is going on?
What are you guys doing? Like, can we get back to what we're actually supposed to be doing? Come on, guys, really?
Who's your guys' favorite?
Donna. Donna and I think from the classic series I really liked Ace, which was the 7th Doctor's companion.
What about you?
I have to say it's like a tie between Clara and Donna. But for like companions that I wish I would see more of, I want to watch more of Sarah Jane's stuff.
Oh, Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sarah
I love
Jane.
Yeah.
Sarah Jane, and I want to go back and watch it. I've watched because she had her own spin-off show for a little while.
For a little while, yeah.
Before she died.
I watched it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did watch the episodes when like 11 showed up, and she got to see 11, and it was so perfect.
Oh, pretty.
I
So
a lot of people have issues with
Martha.
Donna.
Yeah.
With Donna. I really liked Donna, and I agree that I would really love to see more of Sarah Jane because one of my first Doctor Who episodes that I saw out of context of the whole thing was the Torchwood Institute
Oh, okay.
episodes with her and K9 in it. But my favorite companion, Rose aside, is Martha. It is I love that she made the choice to not continue. And there were some issues, and like, because nobody nobody in that writing is without a
Right.
fault. But I really did like the idea of someone who was like, what are you doing? Like, why is this happening? Like, okay, I'll go along with it, but what? Like,
Yeah.
and she's so smart, but she had, her intelligence had nothing to do with this situation, and I really loved seeing her put in that position. But Donna's also right up there.
Well, Catherine Tate is such a comedy genius that you can't help but kind of love her, and her and Tennant's chemistry was
Yes.
just...
Yeah.
The love.
Oh
I
my
hate
god, that
love.
first episode.
Can I have an addendum?
No.
Yeah.
Does Captain Jack count as an...
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, Jack, all-time favorite Jack. I am in love with Barrowman. I just think that he is fantastic. Also, Donna's grandpa.
Who's your least favorite companion?
Mickey.
Yes.
And it's not because I don't like Mickey. It's because I don't think
I don't
that he
like
was
him as a
worthwhile.
companion.
Like, he was a great character on his own. And I believe he showed up in Torchwood at one point, didn't he? Or was
Yeah,
that
he
fan
works for
fiction?
Torchwood
Well, and then
now.
he got in.
Like, he shows up in places and he seems so comfortable in
He
those.
got the
he
weirdest placements too. Because
Yeah.
like, now he's like in a relationship with Martha, and you're just like, huh?
How'd that
That's beautiful, but that's a whole other thing.
Oh.
I think that he does so well in the Doctor's world, like the Torchwood, like the
Yeah.
whole supernatural
Well, he
wannabe
turns
space
badass,
alien
yeah.
tech
Well,
thing, but he didn't work well with the Doctor.
Well, I think part
And
of,
Rose,
part
too,
of
like-
when he
that
he
whole
grew into
thing.
the character he is now is when he finally let go of Rose.
Yeah,
And
and
I-
Rose
I
is
think
not a good
that's
situation
cool.
for him because she stopgapped a lot of his character growth.
Yeah. Also, not the biggest fan of Amy, but it's not
Actually,
because I don't like her. It's because I just didn't like they tried to write her like a possible romantic interest,
she's
and
not.
it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird and
If
child.
If any
and
of that
creepy.
situation should have been written, it should have been more of a father-daughter sort of situation.
Or like
Yeah.
even brother sister, which is what it
Yeah.
kind of turned out to be eventually.
well, yeah, because the actors are wonderful.
But it just it was creepy.
Especially because he like knew her, and then all of a sudden she was a grown-up.
Right.
And she, the whole, like, her choosing between Rory and the Doctor, that wasn't a choice she had to make at all.
But it was great that she
poor
ended up
Rory in
choosing
all of
Rory
this.
at
Yes,
the
but,
time.
so it's not because I dislike the characters, it's because I dislike them in the placement and regard of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Anyway.
I don't really hate any of the companions. I think my least favorite is Martha, just because like I didn't connect with her as well as some of the other companions. Like there was a chunk there with her, and then parts of Donna I was just kind of like
I mean,
not feeling. Well, Donna and
Oh,
as
okay,
well.
I got
like, all of Martha, and then like there's like a middle chunk with when Donna's traveling with the Doctor that I was just like it felt like it was time for someone new and they hadn't done it.
And then they, like, revamped her character,
Exactly.
and then it was like, oh, okay, she can
Okay,
stay.
this is good, but
That
I
makes
kind of wish
sense.
this had come a little bit sooner, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't hate any of the companions.
I think that's one of the writers' problems with the companions sometimes is because they write them as essentially a connecting piece to the audience, that they forget that those characters need to have something going on
Yeah.
Outside of the
being the
Doctor,
Doctor's
yeah.
companion. So we get tired of the characters because it's just like, what do you have other than the Doctor?
Well, and a lot
Yeah.
of the time, 90% of the time, the companions are women that have no lives outside of the Doctor.
Right.
And so there's an issue in writing with that, too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sometimes seeing the same thing, essentially, like any character, as soon as they pair up with the Doctor, what happened before becomes inconsequential.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that gets hard to keep watching.
Which that's kind of one of the reasons why Martha is my least favorite as well, just because I could see that she was a really good character. Like in the first episode, her first episode with the water on Mars or whatever, or not water on Mars, but whatever the name of the episode was. But I
the
thought,
hospital episode was
yeah, it was
the
the
first
hospital episode. I thought that she was going to be an awesome companion.
Yeah, like
I was excited because she was like putting the Doctor in his place, being like, "What are you doing?"
and she was sarcastic and funny and
intelligent.
then all of a sudden
She
like-
fell in love with the Doctor, and I was like, "No."
well And it's almost excusable because the Doctor is that kind of character that I think you would fall in love with.
Right.
almost.
Yeah, but it was right after
But it was
Rose.
so... Yeah, it was so rushed. It's like they didn't know how to do a character that wasn't Rose.
Right.
They didn't know how to let the viewers mourn Rose.
Well,
That's
she was the
problem,
first
yeah.
companion in Classic... Or in
Yeah,
New
and
Who,
she
wasn't she?
made it through 2 Doctors.
Yeah.
And she was so good, and not letting the audience mourn her
Yeah.
was a reason why no one liked Martha, because it felt like they were trying to replace her.
Yeah. I liked... So,
And
going
she
back...
got really kind of terribly lovesick puppy, and
I
I,
liked
don't
the
like
potential
that.
for Martha more than
Yeah.
I liked
Her falling in
Martha.
love with the Doctor killed her character development.
What about you?
I actually don't know. Some of the companions, actually a lot of the companions in the classic series, some of them were just like screaming the whole time.
I would watch that. I would pay money.
I remember I watched a couple episodes of Classic Who, and they're just like, "Oh my God, Doctor! Oh my God!" It's like, stop.
Oh my God.
Susan, his granddaughter, in the beginning, she was really like
I've only seen half the first episode, and she's why I tried to go find Classic Who, is because I'd heard about the Doctor's granddaughter and was like,
Like, the Doctor had a family.
the Doctor had like a life and a family? I need to know more. And then I couldn't find any of it and got really disappointed.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes she was really annoying.
Okay.
But besides that,
So, what was the first Doctor Who story / episode you ever watched?
The Torchwood Institute with them breaking. That was the first one oh, no. The first Doctor Who episode I ever watched was the one where Rose dies. Or not when she dies, but it's
When
the one
she
with
gets-
the wall and the... that was the first
Way to
Doctor
start off
I was watching it in the background. I went to a friend's house for a project that we were working on, and she had it playing in the background because she'd seen it a million times, and she hadn't realized that I hadn't.
Oh.
And so I was like, what is this? She goes, oh no.
Like,
so we
the starting
started
one
back at the beginning.
The most heartbreaking episodes of Doctor Who was your intro. Okay.
I kept watching. Like, so it wasn't a bad introduction, it just hurt because I knew what was going to happen as soon as I saw her.
Any person who I've introduced to Doctor Who, I've always made them watch Blink first.
See, if that had been my first episode, I don't know if I would have kept watching.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I like the whole Weeping Angels thing, but when you have 4 episodes of the same thing,
Yeah.
eventually that gets really old.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I've seen all 4
Right.
episodes.
Yeah.
that's why Blink is my favorite one. Because it was the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the first one I knew who that introduced the angels. My first episode was Eleven's first encounter with the angels when she was counting back, the 10-9 thing. Yeah, like, that was my first episode, was the 2-episode arc of the forest. So River Song was in my first episode.
I love.
Amy and Rory and like the weeping angel in the eye. So I was like, what is this? I need to watch this. This is weird.
Can I just comment how Alex Kingston plays a character in Law & Order SVU named 88 Pond?
Yeah.
Like, can I just comment that really fast? Like, that's my favorite thing in the world.
My first one was with 10. I think it's called The Man in the Fireplace, but it's the one with like the creepy clockwork.
Marie Antoinette one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, such a
That
good
was the
one.
very first one I saw, and I remember watching it with my brother and going like, "What is this?"
That's
and
such
then,
a good
and then you
episode.
watch
and then
more.
eventually like actually
Yeah, I
started
also
watching the
super
show.
hardcore shipped her and the Doctor.
The other
Of course you did.
the other episode I saw before I actually started watching the show was the first part of that arc with the angels where they're in the caves and it's even creepier and people like start disappearing. And,
Oh God.
Are you Johnson or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
No.
It was so creepy.
Wait, is that the one where?
Crack in space.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I'm thinking about the one in the library.
Were there ones in the library?
Yeah. I was the first River Song
Count
episode.
Donna has been saved. Donna has left the library.
Donna Noble has left the library.
Ugh.
Donna Noble has been saved.
No. What about you, Kelsey?
My first one was the second episode with Nine. I can't remember what it was called. It was the end of the world one.
Yeah, when they go to the farthest point in time to watch the Earth just get destroyed.
Oh yeah.
With the creepy chick with the skin.
Moisturized.
Lady Cassandra.
It's just,
That was
I would love to have just a poster of just her face on my wall.
It's so creepy too because she doesn't have a nose because she's just skin. So she just eyes and a mouth.
Moisturize me.
God.
I give you the gift of my breath.
It's so intimate.
Also, can I just comment on I like the episode where Lady Cassandra ends up possessing Rose and it's just so
Oh
perfect.
my
Yeah,
god.
it's like, and then no, but when she,
Happening.
That can work.
but when she gets into the doctor.
Oh my god!
gosh.
I know that it was you were not supposed to be rooting for Cassandra right then, but I was like, kiss, kiss, yes! The whole time.
No, but when Cassandra like inhabited the doctor.
That was Tennant's acting